Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I think I'm about a minute or two late. I apologize. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Friday night. Okay, is my light on? Yeah, my light is on there. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm going to invite the lovely wife on. There we go. Let me invite her. Welcome, Friday night. Okay, well, my thing looks a little dim here. What's going on? Okay, there we go. So I sent my wife an invite. Let me see where she's at. What's going on here? Good evening, everybody. I am just all over the place tonight. Hold on one second. I'm still trying to get Tiff on. Let me see where Tiff is at. Let me get the lovely wife on. Hey, Toya. Hey, Michelle. What's up, guys? I'm still trying to figure out why I can't get the wife on. Insider.com. Okay, there we go. Let me see. Hey, Tasia, what's going on? All right, let me see what's going on. Tiff, I sent you an invite to come on. What's going on? Did I get you? Oh, approve. I'm sorry. It was on me. Should be connected now. Should have you on. Hey, look at that. Oh, look, you just get the lounge, right? That's what's hot in the streets. I don't get no pillow.
I told you I was tired.
No, no, you gotta perk up. You just laying on your fluffy pillow. You better sit up here and get yourself together. That's not even professional. That. That's what's hot in the streets. Good evening, everybody. Don't worry about my wife and I with our crazy selves. Welcome to Unapologetically Keith. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Toya. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Tasia. As well as you see my lovely wife, Tiffany Braxton Belvin. All right. You are watching Unapologetically Keith every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9:30 to 10:30, where we try to deal with every little subject that I believe actually deals with some type of crisis or may create a problem or just in general. We try to be entertaining. We try to be informational. We try to teach as well. And so now, for the second Friday in a row, I have with me a special co-host, my lovely, vivacious wife, who, if she's ever kidnapped by aliens, I am giving Sister Jill Scott a call, and I don't care who she's dating. She has a new husband. But until that time, I have my lovely wife, Tiffany Braxton Belvin. Say hello, darling.
Hey guys.
My wife actually said if I get abducted by aliens, she's dating outside the race, and we are not having a Caucasian or Indian man hanging out with my daughter. And she's like, "What happened to my daddy?" But if he's good to y'all, I may not haunt y'all. If he's good to you, I don't have a problem with you dating outside the race if he's good. But if he ain't
Of
good,
course. He
if
has
he
to be
ain't
good.
good, it's gonna be like the Exorcist. It's gonna be like the Exorcist up in here. You, and I'm be one of them bullying ghosts too. I'm just gonna be throwing everything. Mess around. I'm just
I
saying.
wouldn't I wouldn't settle for anything else. He has to be good.
Oh, without question. So how's everything else tonight? How was your day today? You ain't slapped nobody at work, did you?
I did not slap anybody at work. I actually didn't have to. I got some good news, so that
Oh
kind
yeah.
of took the stress away.
I'm sorry, Toya put up a ghost
You
emoji.
see
I'm like,
Victoria's ghost?
Toya gets it. Toya gets it. That's right. Man. You think y'all seen some ghost movies? Wait till I show up. Ooh, there ain't none of that. Like, what kind of ghost is this? Yeah. Okay, you didn't have to slap nobody at work. Everything was good. And
Everything was
so,
good.
ahead.
I
Go
was
ahead,
saying
Doc.
I started off with a headache, but then once I got my good news, then it kind of took the headache away. So
Nice, nice, nice. And welcome, Shari. If Shari that chimed in is watching. So tonight, guys, one of the things that we're going to talk about, and this is right down my wife's alley because she has such an issue with this. But one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight is dealing with passive aggressive people. And I think it's important because often passive aggressive people, some know and some don't, but I honestly believe that a lot of people don't realize they're being passive aggressive because they're so used to being the way that they are that it's just how they go about trying to get what they want to get. Hey, Kim, brother Johnny's in the house. What's going on, Johnny? Appreciate you. Welcome tonight. Hey, Kim. And so we're going to look at 10 tips for dealing with passive aggressive people simply because, especially on social media, it's very important that we had that conversation because there are a lot of uh, uh, passive aggressive folks simply because they have the luxury of being keyboard thugs, Twitter fingers, Twitter finger gangsters, and they know that there's not going to be any physical repercussions, so they just feel they can say whatever. But because
say
they don't want to be
whatever.
whatever, they don't want to be rude or just super rude and disrespectful, so they want to, and they try to wrap it up in some jokes or I wasn't being serious. Yeah, okay. See, I feel when we get television, we can reach through and slap a couple people, then go, hey, go watch your mouth. So what's your thoughts before we get started, Tiff? And again, welcome to Unapologetically Keith. And this is something that, and if you are a passive aggressive person, maybe we'll get you to change your way about going about it. And also the tips tonight are to help us deal with it. We can sit here and just go back and forth on what a passive aggressive person is. And the reason why I didn't want to go that route is because um, we know that people want what they want. And we know people are going to do little subtle, little funny things. Hey, Keisha. Oh, Keisha's here. They're going to look, Keisha. They're going to do little things to try to get their way. The thing that you got to be careful about is being sucked into that vortex with a passive aggressive person. That's what tonight's tips are about. Tonight's tips are to help everyone here, my wife included, because she hates it, but she kind of gets sucked into it, of dealing with
Oh, I don't
passive
get
aggression.
sucked into it at all. I do not allow myself to get sucked into passive aggressiveness.
All right,
I
listen,
have
listen here, because
learned.
I'm not getting hit by lightning. I'm not getting hit by lightning while you laying there in the fluffy pillow. How many
I
times
have
have I told
learned.
you? Hold on. How many times have I told you to stop engaging with certain people on social media who are passive aggressive, and then you take it as a personal challenge, like you in the Olympics. Like, oh, really? Let me tighten up my skis.
Listen, in my
Go ahead.
personal and professional life, if you are passive aggressive with me, I'm going to spank you. I'm going to
But you
embarrass
don't
you,
have to. You don't.
but I can. See, that's the problem. I don't have to, but I can. I'm not gonna just let you be passive aggressive with me. It's not gonna just in there.
That's I get you.
No,
I get you. I get you. But I am trying to tell you, you don't have to engage. It's a waste of energy to somebody, one, even if they know you. Most of the time they don't really know you. But what is you're not changing them. Even
I
if
don't
you
care.
spank them,
I don't
so
care if
why
they
wait
change.
so why
I don't
waste the
care if
time?
they do change, but they'll learn not to try it with me.
No, because learning would constitute change, and we know that most folks are not going to change. So why are you wasting your time? Which I tell
They're
you all the
going
time,
to change with me.
they're gonna learn today, huh?
They're
They're
gonna learn today.
gonna
They're
learn
gonna
today.
change with me.
They're gonna learn not to attach your name,
Exactly.
not to hit at Tiff.
Exactly.
All right. So in the chat room, we've had Kim pop in, we've had JJ pop in, and I saw Johnny, we saw Lakeisha. So let me ask you guys in the chat room before we get into the 10. We got 10 today. Before we get into the list, how many of you are like Tiff, feel that you have to engage when you're dealing with a passive aggressive person. Because me, it's okay. Now, if I decide to engage, I'm going to say, hey, and Tony's here, I'm just going to give a little bit of clip and then I'm done with you. Hey, Kim, because I'm not into the back and forth. Tiff will have like 17 paragraphs if you decide to engage her. She gonna keep biting you. So if you mess with Tiff, it's like playing with a pit bull. You're not winning that. And I'd be like, and I come back and like, she's still at it with him. And another thing, I'm like, what the? And if you did the research, and the numbers say.
So, let me just say, but see, I come with receipts. See, I do a mic drop. I don't care. I don't care. I will embarrass you. I come with receipts and I'll do a mic drop. But something that happened at work.
Don't cry. It's okay. It's okay. Don't get emotional.
My allergies are bothering me. Shut up. But something that happened at work, it was so funny because my supervisor, he has an understanding of my character. And I'm very low key, I'm very laid back, I'm very reserved. So if I have to spank you, then you deserved it because I have a very high tolerance for BS. Very high tolerance, a very high threshold. So um one of the supervisors on the job, he has, some issues with what's going on. And he had already sent a what I consider a rude email the day before, and I had to professionally set him straight. And I could tell he didn't like it, but it is what it is. So then the following day, he came back with another rude email. So I'm already dealing with a bunch of stuff at work with a bunch of people, and my supervisor understands what's going on. And it was so funny because I have a lot of work I'm doing. I was doing something, and the first thing I saw was an instant message come up on the screen that said, "Don't answer such and such's email." His boss already apologized. So the funny thing is, I responded okay because I was busy anyway doing what I was doing. But then I was mad with myself like 20 minutes later
You
because
ain't get to
I
bite him
read the email.
because you
Wait a
ain't
minute,
get
I
to
read
bite him.
exactly. I read the email. Keith, I read the email and thought to myself, dag, I already responded okay. Because if I didn't respond okay, I would have set him straight and then said to my supervisor, oh, shoot, I'm sorry. I just responded.
You know what?
That's how I
So
get there.
yeah, Tiff
That's
is
how
the
I
reverse.
get there.
Tiff is reverse passive aggressive. Passive aggressive. It is
I'm
a
aggressive
misnomer.
with it.
It is a misnomer. T to the Y. T to the Y is in the room. Hold on. Let me go back and just read some of the comments. Johnny said change is good. Toya said yes, sometimes, especially if they're wrong when talking about Tiff giving them the business. And then it keeps it going and drops, leaves it alone. Kim said exit stage left. Michelle said with the political climate, I have to avoid some folks to keep my blood pressure in check. I don't know how y'all letting folks get you that point. Latoya said right to what Tiff is saying, and then T to the Y said passive aggressive. Isn't that a misnomer? It is a misnomer, but it's actually a disorder, T to the Y. And it's actually something that people suffer from because it seems to be the only way that they can actually work what they
Keith,
work is to be that way. Yes, baby.
give them the definition of passive aggressive.
Okay, let me just hold on. I want to make sure I give you the medical term, not mine, but I will definitely. Uh, and you're right. I should have had that down. And actually, I'll go through the 10 list in a second. Hold on 1 second, guys. I want to make sure that you
Because
have the medical. Okay.
a lot of times people don't even realize that they're doing it. And to me,
Okay.
honestly, that character is a display of a lack of emotional intelligence. And
Not necessarily. Actually, it's both. Because, well, let me read it and I'll tell you why. Because medically, and I'm telling you as a counselor, medically, it can be on both ends of the spectrum. Because some very intellectual people are passive aggressive because it's the way to manipulate behavior.
but you
And
can
it
be
is a
intelligent. You can be intelligent, but not have emotional intelligence. It's two different
Possible.
things.
No, I agree. And we talked about that before. Kim said, I think it's learned behavior to get what you want. Yes, it is, Kim. And then Tony says, I have one on my job. I have to avoid it because she will overtalk and now she's right when she's wrong. Exactly. All right. You're very right, Tony. I've worked with a few of those. All right. Let me give y'all the medical definition of passive aggressiveness so we can have it so we know where we're coming from with what we're talking about tonight. Passive aggressive of or denoting a type of behavior or personality characterized by indirect resistance to the demands of others and an avoidance of direct confrontation, as in procrastinating, pouting, or misplacing important materials. So basically, it is I'm trying to get at you, but I'm not trying to act like I'm getting at you, but I'm going to do little things to get at you, but I don't want to deal with you directly. Now, those of us in the street,
Passive aggressive people are punks because I'd
right?
rather you come to me and tell me what you got to say than intentionally do stuff on a sly just to get under my skin. I'd rather you come to me and say, Tiffany, I don't like your blanky blank blank than to do stupid stuff to try to get under my skin. If you're going to do stupid stuff because you a
You
punk.
see how she riled up? You see how she riled up? Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, get him. Get him. You ready to go get somebody right now, right?
If you're going to do stupid stuff because you're a punk, then I'm going to punk you every single time. Because unless you could come to me.
You ready to go out and just start slapping people. Get him, baby. You ready to write it? You ready to fire off a hard email right now, right? You ready to send somebody a negative email who's sleeping. You know what? Get up.
Listen.
Okay, no. I'm not messing with you. In the streets, that would be somebody who loves to send subliminal messages. So they want you to hear it, but they don't want to really come and say anything to you. So those are the people who mumble under their breath. Those are the people who exercise their position to try to get you to do something because they don't really want to engage with you. And a lot of times you will see, like Tiff said, some real suspect folks who do this because emotionally they're not capable of dealing with the direct confrontation. So they have to do subtle things like that. So Tiff is on point. And the reason why, let me tell you something. I called Tiff this afternoon and said, we're going to talk about this because I know how much this riles Tiff up.
It does. It does. Because the funny thing is, like, at this point in my life, I'm 44 years old. So things that I might have done in my 20s where I just let things slide, I don't have patience for that anymore. I just don't have, I say, pay me the respect of being direct. Pay me the respect.
I'm sorry. My husband taught me, because that's my line. But okay, could you give me my credit, please? Thank you. Anyway. My husband says all the time, can I get my credit, please? Can I get my credit?
Keith says it all the time. And I agree with him, especially now that I'm older. I don't have the energy and the time to play games. I don't have the time to soothe egos and coddle hurt feelings. Come to me directly, say what you have to say, put it on the table so we can wash the table and get moving. So,
you know what's funny is Tiff wasn't always that way, and the reason why I joked about it, it's worse when fear compounds the passive aggressive. Yeah, without question. And actually, fear is what actually is at the source sometimes of T to the Y, because they're fearful of what the comeback is going to be, so they want to kind of maneuver their way what works for them. Well, the reason why Tiff wasn't this way before, it just wasn't her style. But I say to her all the time, pay me the compliment of being direct. I don't have time to waste time. And also, I don't want to play games. Don't beat around the bush. Like when somebody say, good news, bad news. Give me the damn bad news, let's go. If it's good, I ain't worried. Give me the bad news. Stop playing, let's go. And let's get it out the way, because if it's really bad, I'm going to need the good news after that anyway. So give me the bad news, let's go. But people want what they want, and because they don't know how to get it, they then play this game. And also when they're hurt. Oh, when somebody's hurt and they're mad at you or don't like you, or you're doing well at work and they're not, oh, this is going to show itself quite often. Mm-hmm. And again, I want folks, now let me see. Tony says that they say things and Tiff, actually, you know what, Tiff, your pillow, you got to move because it's the white.
I'm sorry.
Your pillow, it's throwing me off when I go to read when I'm trying to read it. Okay, there we go. They say things that you meaning they are talking to you, want you to know how they really feel, but afraid to admit. Yes, exactly what to tell you how they feel. My boo tells me all the time, it's so true. Yes, you know what it is. And I guess because I'm a bully and always have been, and ain't nothing soft about me. Listen, I'm all for confrontation, but in a very smooth way. Now that I'm older, I don't have to be physical at all. What I am now, I'm an intellectual bully and have been for some time. So for me, I kind of just lay in a cut and be like, you really don't want this. So if you really want to invite me to the table, I don't know if you really want to go there. I call people on their passive aggressiveness because I want that smoke. Tiff doesn't want the smoke, except that when it comes, she doesn't know how to stop it because now it's going to be like, I'm going to beat you to death because you should have never said that to me. And I'm like, baby, the body's dead. Stop stabbing it. She's like, like it's a prison flick.
It's stabbing. It's stabbing.
All right, so let's go to the list. Go ahead.
But wait a minute, you know what happens?
Yes,
people
baby.
learn to leave you alone.
You think they do. You think
Oh,
they
learn
do.
with me.
No, because some
with
people
me.
don't know how to take the loss. And so now you've created a mortal enemy, which is cool. Let them bring what you're gonna bring. I'm like, and I tell you all the time, I like when people hate me. I like when they don't like me because somebody got to wear the black hat. Might as well be me. And when people don't like you, they tend to leave you alone because they know they're gonna hear it. Ain't no games with me. I'm sorry, were you trying to disrespect me? No. Oh, just making sure because what you said. So tonight, let's go through the list. I'm an intellectual bully. Yes, that's what it is. And it's funny because I'm like, don't let the degrees fool you. Like Steve Harvey, I'm from the projects. No, you're not. Stop, Steve. Stop. Ain't nobody in the projects got that bushy mustache. Steve Harvey says it all the time. I'm from the projects. First of all, nobody says projects like that. And nobody in the projects has that porn mustache that Steve has. Ain't nobody rocking that. So sometimes when I hear Steve say that, I'll be like, Steve, ain't nobody at the barbershop got the bushy 75 Earth, Wind, and Fire stash.
You're mad.
Somebody, he's from the project. And the fact that you're actually saying it properly, I'm from the project. Shut up, man. Okay. I think I heard Eddie Murphy said he was doing a comedy special, and he was doing a comedy show, and somebody was heckling him, and he said, "Shut up! I hit you with my wallet." See, that's what I'm talking about. Shut up! I hit you with my wallet. See, that's the type of disrespect. When you gonna talk, just get it. Porn star. Okay, so let's get to the top 10 list. Let's get to the top 10 tips. Now that we know what passive aggressive is, we're going to go to the top 10 list of ways to deal with it. And so, again, I want to thank everybody that's here. We got a full room tonight, and it always goes down in the chat room. We got Michelle, Kim, Johnny, Toya. I saw T to the Y is here. Tony is here. I just want to make sure we got everybody. We got Kim is here. I think we got two Kims here. Both Kims are here. Yes. Lakeisha was here earlier. My boy Johnny is here. JJ is here. I said Keisha. Okay, Shari was here earlier. I know Tasia was here earlier. Nikki was here. And let me see. I think that is everybody. Yes. Okay, so I got everybody. Yes. Porn mustache. Go back and look at 70s porn. They had the big stash. It was. I'm like, I don't know how you could do porn with that type of stash, but okay, do you? But yeah, that's the big porn stash. Everybody was rocking those in the 70s. Okay, so the top 10 list tonight comes from insider.com. I did some quick research, and again, most of these things are all over. So I try to pick one that has an interesting list that I believe is going to create some conversation for us tonight. So here we go. The number one, top 10 tips for dealing with passive aggressive people. Put a 1 in the chat room if you are ready. Let's go. And it is Friday night, so we're good. Let's go. Put a 1 in the chat room if you're ready. I'm going to give you the first one. Let's see who's rocking out tonight. I know all of you are. Put a 1 in the chat room, and we're going to get this started. We're going to go through all of them. Let me see. Where's my number ones? Dealing with passive aggressive people. Come on now. Don't let me have to start slapping people around here. Let me get a couple of ones. Okay, so
we got a 1.
There we go. We got a 1. I can move on. I was starting to get a little nervous. Yeah, thought they had all went to bed. Here we go. Because I know Kim is already drinking Kettle One. I'm about to come join her, even though I like Grey Goose. But Kettle One and some pineapple juice I can rock with. Okay,
Kim,
here we go.
What was that? I said, what is that?
See, when you live with a non-drinker, she was like, what's a Kettle One? Whatever. Same young lady had a daiquiri in Jamaica and almost passed out. My kids would warn people not to go there. There we go. I know you're all about Brooklyn. Oh yes. Oh, Tiff is from Brownsville. Tiff is from Howard Houses in Brownsville. Don't let Tiff fool you. Tiff is a project
I'm
girl at
from the
heart.
projects.
Project. All right, number one. We got a bunch of number ones. Here we go. Moving on. All right. Oh, we got Amy here. Welcome, Amy. All right, here we go. Pay attention to passive aggressive behavior. And again, that's very important is you have to identify when you're dealing with a passive aggressive person. Identify it because it is very important because you don't want to go down that rabbit hole with them. Now, even though Tiff likes to engage, I am going to tell you as a counselor, I, I don't believe it's something that benefits you because most passive aggressive people, once you shut them down, will simply move on. Hey, Simone is here. Amaretto and orange is too sweet. Years ago when I was in college, that was cool because I used to hang out with a lot of women. Nah, it's too sweet for me, but I got you. So Simone is here. Welcome, Simone. So first, pay attention to passive aggressive people because you got to identify it because if you start to engage, believe it or not, even if you get the upper hand, even if you put them in their place like Tiff tends to do, they're not going to change most often because like most people, you don't change until you've had some type of qualifying event that realizes that your certain way of
Like
being.
getting punched in the face.
Better stop all that. You ain't punching nobody in the face. You'll
It's a
protect yourself.
qualifying event.
Yeah, yes. A punch to the face, as I say all the time, your whole life changes once you get punched in the face. You got to get off a bus. You got to rethink your life once you get punched in the face. You know what? I have to rethink that. Tiff is right. A punch in the face delivered at the right time can alter your existence. Oh Lord, yeah. She doesn't. Let's see. She doesn't change until your inner soul wants it. You actually, that's true, Amy. When your inner soul matches the outer experience, that's when the change starts to happen. And whatever the qualifying event is, when somebody has maybe suffered loss in some form or fashion, then they start to search for ways. And I have found people when they come to counseling don't understand what is wrong. Hey, brother Frank Purnell's in the house. They don't know what's wrong, so I have to help them see that their way of life is what's creating a problem for them. So for us to deal with a person like that, we need to pay attention to passive aggressive behavior. Tiff is lit today. Now, I told you this is a subject that listen. Okay, here's one dedicated to Tiff. If you're ready for number two, let's get a number two in the chat room. Tiff said, what kind of people at your job, they got you hostile or I have a future? Y'all better stop. You better stop talking about work. Somebody gonna tune in and be like, she's talking about me. and you don't want it. It's off hours now. You better stop playing. Yes, punches in the face. Now, I'm not advocating violence. Let me just straighten this out. Hold on, because I don't want people getting up tomorrow and just start socking people out at the job. Thank you for the two, Kim.
And the funny thing is, I don't always mean physically.
Damn, Amy said Tiff got me hostile at work. Lord, you got me. hold that thought. Hold that thought. You got Amy talking about she hostile. Hold that thought. Let's do number two. Y'all talking about hostile at work. So this hostility. Call out specific behavior. There you go. Call out specific behavior. If you want to deal with passive aggressive, and Amy, don't get hostile. But if you got to, Amy, give them the verbal punches in the face. But here's the thing. Call out specific behavior. That's something I do all the time. I am not going to let you try to punk me or do whatever you're going to do. I'm going to call you on it every time. And I'm going to ask, is there a reason why you're speaking to me that way? Is there a reason why you're acting that way? Is there a reason why you're treating that way?
You're too nice. I don't ask you, is there a reason why you're speaking to me that way? I say to you, I need you to lower your voice.
I understand, Thug.
I used to work in a call center for a telecommunications company, and customers would call, yell and scream and everything else. And I would say, I'm sorry, I need you to lower your voice. And they'd be like, yes, I've told my staff, you don't raise your voice at me. I'm not going to ask you, is there a reason why you're yelling at me? Lower your voice.
See, and the funny thing is, Tiff is right, but I personally try to give somebody a little bit of rope because I know what I'm going to do with that rope once you mess up, and I just want you to understand. So I'm trying to give you a chance to save your own life, But oh, I know your kid name. It's no problem. But my whole thing is, I'm going to try to give you some rope. I can lead you to the water. Now, if I drown you, it's because you asked to be drowned. But I'm just saying, you could drink. You could drink, or you can just me hold you and go, now we got to keep having this conversation. But here's the thing, guys. So call out specific behavior. Do not try to sit and guess. Call it out. Hey, why, what's going on here? And then also what Tiff is saying is if it bothers you, get it to stop. Yep, honey, folks say y'all people I know, yeah, I know Tiff, I gave him the silent treatment until they get it correct. And that's another thing too. Silence is a powerful weapon too, because then a person has to think, did they hear me? And then here's the funny thing is with being silent, they think that that line has disappeared. So they come tripping across it like, oh, she ain't gonna say that. Well, I was about to use a word that they use in the street, but she a punk. And then as they get a little closer, then you snatch them up. Oh, you thought wrong. Now you can have that conversation. But honestly, guys, silence is a very powerful weapon. But when a person is continually antagonizing you with this type of behavior, you should address it. You should call it out. Here's another thing. Number 3. So we're going to move on to number 3. Okay, let's keep it going. I got a feeling me and Tiff going to be on for a little while tonight. After too much hostility from them, I will delete and block. The funny thing is, let me tell you what's funny, Michelle. I don't wait for that. On social media, it's different than in my professional situation. At work or when I'm counseling, that's something different. Social media, as soon as you start to block, there's nothing to respond. You're blocked. It's not, oh, I'm going to delete you. Actually delete first. And then if you send me something in my inbox, like, well, did you delete? Block. I ain't explaining it. I don't feel I have to owe an explanation to anybody I don't know. Now, I just recently had somebody say some real disrespectful stuff in my inbox, and I was like, and then they tried to wrap it in compliment. And I had to laugh because I was like, no, and that's not working for me. And then the person apologized. I'm good with that. Because once you acknowledge it, I'm good. Because now if you try it a second time, there is no conversation. You're gone. Punk is nice to me, Punta. Punta issues there. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Punk is nice to me, Punta. All right. Issues is that they self-accountable and expect to do what they want at level 1 and level 5 is normal. Amy, I'm a little lost on that, Amy. And I don't know if it's because Tiff done moved that pillow back and put that pillow back in the way. So if you can read that for me, Tiff, what Amy said, they know why. I don't want them to know why they got blocked. They don't need to know. Here's what I like, Tony, and that you said that. I like when somebody comes to check in my page and they see add friend. he deleted me? I don't need to explain to you why I'm deleting you. I don't need to explain to you why I'm blocking you. I like when somebody literally has to create like another profile or go to somebody they know and go, hey, why'd you block me? And now that you asked a direct question, well, I'll pay you the compliment being direct. Because I didn't appreciate what you said. And I wasn't, well, why didn't you tell me? I did tell you. That's why I blocked you. That was my retort. That was my answer to what you did. Because I don't feel I owe you anything. Oh, my post for Tiff and D. Oh, okay, listen, you and Tiff having side conversations. Y'all ain't at work. Y'all on my show. All right, number 3. I did see a number 3. Let me stop playing. Number 3, stay present. Just delete, move on. Exactly, Frank. Number 3, stay present. Stay in the present. Don't say, hey, last week, hey, 2 months ago, hey, 3 months ago. No, stay present. When it happens, stay in the present.
You have to address when it happens.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Stay present. Because what happens is then the waters get muddy. The waters get cloudy. And also what happens is, thank you for the 3, Kim. What happens is, if you don't stay present, believe it or not, you're falling into the trap of the passive-aggressive person because they're listening for something to bite onto. They're listening for something to go, see, you're doing the same thing, you're doing the same thing. And we see it with our president. So what you have to be careful of is that you do not get caught, oh, this last weekend when you did this. No. Today, you did this, and we're going to talk about this. And once we deal with this, now we can talk about yesterday, the day before, whatever, simply because if you don't deal with the initial problem first, don't actually heal the problem. A lot of times when I was a dean, I would have kids talk, yeah, but Mr. B, what that got to do with today's fight? Okay, you're suspended. You're suspended. Now, what was you saying about last week? You didn't give me a chance to explain. No, I didn't give you a chance to tell me BS about last week. Now I want to hear what did you have to say that's going to change my thinking. And if it's not, and here's what I would tell folks sometimes. I'm going to let you explain it. And if you've wasted my time, I'm going to add 2 more days to your suspension. You still want to explain it to me? Okay, and be quiet and let's go on back. See, because when you're an intellectual bully, you realize when your brain is being massaged. Don't do that. Don't let somebody get inside your head and start trying to shape the way you think to fit the way they want you to act. Don't do that. And that's why you have to stay present. You have to stay right there on what is wrong until that is fixed. Now we can go on to the next thing. Because if you don't, you're wasting time and you're playing a game that you don't have time to play. Believe it or not, passive aggressive people get off on foolishness like this. They like misdirection. They like to just throw a whole lot of trash out there and watch everybody play with it because they're filthy themselves. So trust me, boom, perfect school analogy. There you go. All right, on to number 4, guys. Here's another one. All right, no brain massages. We not massaging no brains. No. And for all you nasty people that want to turn that into something else, I don't care that it's Friday night. No. Okay, here we go. Number 4, be open and inclusive to communication. Open and inclusive to communication. Don't feel ashamed, Amy. Be open and inclusive to communication. Now, what has to happen there is if the person honestly did not know they were offensive to you, be willing to allow the person an opportunity to apologize. Be open to have communications to fix what is wrong. Because if you now want to fight from your position because you were offended, you are not giving the opportunity a chance to heal. So now you have become aggressive. Yes, narcissists do that because they want to make it all about them. Without question, guys, and thank you for the number 4s. This is number 4. Be open and inclusive to communication. And what I mean by that is when the young lady said what she said in my inbox, I wrote back. I have an issue with the fact of how for bullshit flag throw. No, and that's the thing is you got to be prepared. I'm going to Kim. I need you to explain that to me because I think I know what you're saying, but I want to make sure I got it right, Kim Long. BS flag throw. Because here's the thing: once people realize that they can't win the intellectual battle with you, and now they realize that they're about to take a loss, most of the time they'll apologize. But don't worry about if it's crocodile tears. Take the apology, but get something for your troubles. So listen, we're not going to do this again and the next time we're not going to have this conversation. Make sure that they understand that this is not going to be an ongoing thing because now the person may target you just for the makeup and accept the apology and move on. Don't keep talking about it and bring it. Yes, listen, it ain't a real apology if you're going to keep bringing it up. I say all the time, how many times I got to say I'm sorry? No. If I said I'm sorry and it was accepted, we're done. And you don't bring it back up next week. You know, last week when I said when I accepted your apology, no, it's done. And if you can't move on, say, I accept your apology, but we can't hang out. I accept your apology, but I'd appreciate if you not come to my office. I accept your apology, but I'm going to delete you anyway because I'm not really cool with you. This is where being direct is extremely important. Do not say I'm sorry and you still got issues with it because then you're not. You just leave it alone. That's what I mean, throw a flag. There you go. Okay, that's what I thought, Kim. I just wanted to make sure because that's the reason why that timeout, that flag has to be thrown. And you have to be like, okay, because the funny thing is if you start holding on to whatever emotions from that, when a person has tried to offer an apology because the apology isn't exactly what you want, now you're the one with the issue. Too much convo. Thank you, Kim. It all depends. See, some people need that convo, Kim. Hold on one second, baby. Sometimes people need that because they may not understand where you're coming from. And let's see, Amy said, I am being honest. I bring that stuff up and I am honest with it. You have to be. It is an honest apology. It just said to all that time. There you go. Woo, they going in today. I am human, but I hold. Well, if you hold on, then it's on you, Amy. It's not on the person that did it to you. Because now you're the holder of your pain, not them.
Keith. See, Tracy said what I think. She said, is it an honest apology or just said to shut you up at the time? And see, that's why when somebody is being passive aggressive towards me, I have to spank them. Because if you come to me and apologize and I don't think it's genuine, I'm gonna harbor some stuff.
All right. First of all, let me stop because now you're being passive aggressive yourself. Because here's the thing, guys. So what? You know where the truth in that is going to be? And later, time is going to reveal if the apology was real or not. You're trying to say, I want the apology to be a certain way. I got you. The apology may not come that way. I may not,
I
hold
don't
on.
want the
I may not
apology if it's
possess,
not genuine.
I
I
may
don't want
not.
the apology if it's not
So
genuine.
here's the thing. Genuine is one of those words like fun. It doesn't mean anything. It's subjective.
It's subjective to
Gen-
me. I'm
no,
the one that's receiving it.
it's subjective. Hold on. It's subjective.
That's what I
If you
said.
say if you say genuine or you say fun or you say sad, that doesn't mean anything to a person.
But I'm the
If
one
to,
receiving it. So
I
of
got
course,
you.
yes.
So what I'm saying to you is the idea is you will learn over time. If the person is telling you I'm sorry and they're still doing the same thing at the very moment they apologize, no, it's not real. But the idea is that when a person says I'm sorry, you accept this as I'm sorry, but here's the way you'll know. The minute that you're in that type of environment again and the person does the same thing, well then you know. And look, what do they say? First up,
Can I spank them then?
yes. First, look. First time, shame on them. First time, shame on them. Second time, what? Shame on you.
Me.
There you go. But if someone tells you to go tell the person, and then they say they're sorry, so the person has to tell you to do it. Now, yeah, if somebody has to make them apologize, yeah, they do. Well, I'm sorry. I see kids do it all the time. Say you're sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, I have kids. I used to always laugh when somebody say, "Y'all shake hands and make up." I'm sorry. No. Are y'all agreeing not to fight no more? Did y'all hear what I said? And then here's a simple thing. If either one of you decide to re-engage, both of y'all gonna be in trouble. So now there's some weight on the table going back to where you gotta go. The thing is, time is going to reveal the truth. Or if you said I'm sorry, fine, because here's what you invited to the table. Once you said I'm sorry, I'll take your I'm sorry. But now if you think I'm stupid enough and you want to try it a second time, so I'm gonna be nice to you and thank you. I appreciate the apology. Thank you so much. Hope we can get everything, whatever. But now, if you're stupid enough to go back down that rabbit hole, I'm gonna poke them again. Now is when you might catch some hands intellectually. Intellectually, we're not talking violence on this show. Because now what you've done is now you've said my words, my person, everything don't matter. All gloves is off at that point. Because I still want to give people a chance to think that they might have had a change of heart, depending on how I responded. Because remember, we have to put these together. They don't mean it if they choose to offend you again. Without question, there we go. It's me as the actions, not the words. Always, Amy, but the actions have to come after the words because the apology has to come first. Now, if you know this person has a history of saying I'm sorry and you know they don't mean it, then you can kind of sit and be like, okay, thank you, but you're watching. You still want to be able to give, and this is what we're talking about. Be open and inclusive to communication. I don't mean that you have to accept it all, but be open to it just to be able to give that opportunity for it to happen. Thank you, Johnny. Because again, we want to fix the situation. We don't want to keep it on going because that's how a lot of folks end up dying of high blood pressure because they hold it on to foolishness. My doctor still can't understand why my blood pressure is 117 over 77 and I'm a big guy. I don't get stressed. And I'm not allowing somebody else to create stress in my life. I laugh at people all the time. So you thought that was engaging? Okay. Number 5, guys. Number 5. Here we go, Tiff. Number 5. Recognize your own. Yes. Recognize your own passive aggressiveness. Number
I'm
5.
good at being passive aggressive.
Exactly. Recognize your own passive aggressiveness. That's number 5, guys. Don't hate me. You don't. Oh, Amy, don't hate me. I'm just saying I got that super low blood pressure. I'm good. Oh my God, my damn chubby hands. But thank you for being chubby. You know what? That was I was primed for a joke. I'm gonna leave that alone. All right. So yes, number 5, recognize your own passive aggressiveness. Because guys, what I'm getting at, and again, because I counsel and I sit with folks on a regular, it is very easy for the baton to be passed from the person who originated the passive aggressiveness to you as the receiver now taking on that same position. And once you have taken on, hey, how you doing, Lynn? Good to see you. Because now it went from I was offended to now you're on the offense. And
Yeah.
now you have started to become passive aggressive because you had passive aggressiveness acted upon you.
Ooh, ooh,
And that's
ooh.
where you have to be careful. Go ahead, baby.
Let me tell you something passive aggressive that happened to me recently. Um, Someone deleted all my print cues on the copy,
Situation
and I
start. You're right, Kim. It can be. Go ahead, baby.
and I know and I know they
Hey,
did it
Tiffany.
on purpose. But thankfully, I was able to remember everything I printed. But I said, why they gonna play that game with me? Because if I did it back, they would never remember what they printed.
And that's what you have to hedge off. You have to make sure that you're not trying to match negative energy with negative energy.
Exactly.
And that's the thing that I want
Exactly.
you guys to understand is that passive aggression is subtle disrespect. But what happens is we let it sometimes grow into more. It's like a little spark, but a little spark to a lot of gas can cause an explosion. So what you got to be careful of is that you don't get sucked into that foolishness with somebody else simply because that's where they live their lives. And like Michelle Obama says, they go low, we go high. I don't always agree with that, but I understand in certain instances that's what you want to do. Now, moving on to number 6. Here we go. Now we're going to keep it going. Give me number 6 in the chat room. Yes, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Very true, Lynn, but how many people are able to admit that they're not going to go wrong? Because how many people say, nah, they said that to me. I am going to say it's the same thing. You're now going to do the very thing that you just said you didn't like. And I see it often. Yes, it
Two
is.
wrongs
They get
don't make it
upset and they
right,
are
but it
still
still
doing the
feel
same
good.
thing. Huh?
I said two more wrongs don't make it right, but sometimes it feel good.
You know, so busting his windows is wrong. Yes, Amy. Yes, that's illegal. Is busting his windows wrong? Yes. Not if you wear a mask, though. No, I'm just joking. I mean, full face mask. You should be wearing a mask anyway. But if you wear a full anyway, no, you know what? I'm not helping. I'm not supporting that. Well, it depends. What are you busting it with? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Okay. Number 6. Remove yourself from the situation the best you can. Do you hear me, guys? Remove yourself from the situation the best you can. And that goes to what Kim was saying. Kim Long was like, why waste the time? Exactly. Some things are best left not engaging. Don't engage. Silence sometimes is a powerful weapon. The person knows they're being disrespectful. Here's what I used to tell kids. If you don't say nothing, they'll keep performing. In your mind, say to yourself, how long can I get them to dance for me? Get kids to learn early how to be able to sit there and be like, so you're just gonna sit there and act stupid. And a lot of times I just sit there and watch it. And they literally will just do anything to get your attention. You know what you do? In your mind, you go, this clown is, and you just sit and watch. And the funny thing is, they will literally try to position themselves like, he see me? He see me?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have a good day. Now, what I like to do, I'm going to show you reverse pass aggressiveness, right? Definitely walk away. When I'm not feeling somebody and I got to work with, and I just came from an office in that situation. Let's say I was in an office with my office. Okay, I was in an office with 3 other people, right? At the end of the day, when I was getting ready to go to the location I had to go to, I would get up and say to the director, hey, so-and-so, have a good evening. Tell the lady, have a good evening. And I walk out, and the third person was like,
That's passive aggressive.
I just said that. I just say. So I would literally just stroll out, and she would be like, and then I would come back and go, oh, I'm sorry. And it was like, I know you saw me. And then I caught myself and go, why am I playing? So at the end of the night, I would just say, good night, all, and just leave because it wasn't worth the headache. Yes, I do that with my students. Now when I would start singing, smiling, and moving on. And I just found that silence for me now, I just keep it very short. Okay. If you say so. That's another one that if you say so. Because I'm not going to engage because you want me to. You're not in control of me. No one controls me but me. I'm watching my movements, waiting to see where I'm going to hit you first.
Kim gonna fight.
We got some violent folks in the chat. We got cars being busted
People
open.
make you violent. People will push you. But the funny thing is, and I'm joking a lot, but there have been times, and I used to practice because people would get on my nerves. And you know they're being passive aggressive. They say something snide or they do something. And I used to ask people, "You need a hug?" I'll be quick to ask them, like, "Do you need a hug?" And they'll be like, what do you mean?" And I'm like, "Because you seem to be uptight. Something's going on with you. You
I
need a
just saw
hug?"
that Tisha. I see Tisha White had a comment. I saw it come up, but I didn't see it in the. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can see it. Or is that okay? I'm hearing. Okay, maybe I'm missing something here because I
I don't see
saw.
a comment.
I thought I saw a comment come up. Okay, I'll go back to check it out. All right, I thought one came up. Okay, got you. All right, so let me move on to number 7, guys. And sorry, and if anybody got to leave early, I apologize. We're gonna hang out a little bit with you because we go through this whole list. I'm having fun with you guys. Number 7. Number 7. Don't set up a win-lose scenario. Don't set up power struggles. Don't set up a win-lose situation. Everything doesn't have to be about you winning, they winning, and where it's like, I win because they lost. Don't get into that power struggle because now they don't want to give it up and you don't want to give it up. Now you're in a situation that won't come to an end until somebody loses. Thank you for the number 7, Kim. You don't want to get into a win-lose scenario. And a win-lose scenario is I'm not stopping until they lose. Because then, and it's not a win-win, and that power struggle goes nowhere. It actually causes more damage because now more emotion, more feelings get involved because now both of you are pouring gas on a fire that's getting stronger. And eventually, if it is not dealt with, it is going to get physical because after a while, you're going to run out of words. And this is something that may be over days, it could be over months, it could be over years. And what I normally do when I have to deal with, especially when people come to counseling or when I was working in schools, I listen to what's being said during the fight. I listen to what's being said during the argument. You've been doing this with me for years. Okay, here's the information starting to come. Just like, hey, Benetta, just like when I sit with couples now, I listen attentively. Oh, damn, I feel you talking to me about my biggest work issue. Because here's the thing is that if you don't catch yourself and you let it become a power struggles are never good, whether it's with children, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's a professional relationship, it doesn't work. Win-lose scenarios don't work because now each person is fighting to win. Each person is fighting not to give in. Each person wants to be right. And eventually it's going to spiral down where after all of that energy, if the person takes a loss, now you have an enemy. Now you go out and the windows to your car are busted. Now you go out and your tires are flat. Now you go out and somebody done tried to set something on fire. Now somebody's beating up your significant other or trying to beat up your kids, which is a death sentence if you want to try me. But at the end of the day, this is what happens. And a lot of that can be avoided at the start. So you don't want to set up win-lose scenarios and you don't want to set up power struggles. That's number 7. And
I
yes,
just
some
want
people
you to
have
leave
to
me
stop and
alone.
breathe. Huh?
I just want you to leave me alone. I don't want to
Yes,
win.
but that's why you deal with it directly and then walk out. Like a lot of the ladies have said numerous times, try to get away from it. Escape. And we actually said that. That's number 6. Remove yourself in a situation the best way you can. Okay, so number 8, guys, moving on. Number 8. Like Tiff, here we go. Ask the passive aggressive person to confront what they're angry about. Why are you so mad? Ask the passive aggressive person to confront what they're angry about. Why are they
Mm,
acting the way that they're doing? This is what I was saying to you earlier. What's wrong?
mm.
Why are you so mad? Tell them why you mad, son. Tell them why you angry. Because if you know it's not you, see, and to me, I want to win and duck. Well, if you you just want to take the trophy and run off, right, Amy? But that's the thing, guys, is that you want to actually because and okay, here's the thing that I'm not saying everybody has to do this. But sometimes by asking a person what's the matter, I knew Kim was gonna say I was getting there, Kim. Kim was like, nope, I don't care. Yeah.
Thank you,
And it's
Kim.
okay.
Thank
It's
you,
not,
Kim.
it's not, it's not for everybody. Everybody doesn't have to care because you don't. Actually, believe it or not, you don't have to. But I think what happens is, for me, The reason why is because the energy that comes from all the other stuff, it'd be easy for me just to ask you what's wrong, because maybe I can fix it. Maybe I can take the thorn out your hand, your paw, whatever, and you can go back to being okay. Sometimes the thing that is wrong, the reason why they're coming at you is because they may not know what to do with themselves. And sometimes, and let me explain this to you guys. Sometimes the reason why they come at you the way they come at you is because they know you can fix it. And I know that sounds crazy, that sometimes people will attack the very person who can help them because they don't know how to say, can you please help me? But because they know you're strong, or because they know you're somebody that's going to get right at them, they need that. Because believe it or not, some men are that way. A lot of us are that way. Is that we don't know how to say, can you help me? So we'll do stupid things to get your attention, not realizing it's not necessary. And a lot of people are that way. That is just not necessary, but some people are that way. So you want to keep that in the back of your mind. It's like, why they come at me with this? Especially if they know a little bit about you. Especially if they seen you get at other people, or they see that you keep your distance. Just like when Tiff had the situation with her shirt at the job. And if y'all don't know the story, Tiff was wearing a shirt that said Black History. Somebody got offended. So instead of coming to talk to her, they went to the boss, and the boss said, you need to change that. Okay. But the problem is, whoever had an issue with it, I guarantee you have never come to talk to Tiff, because they wouldn't have realized that it wasn't a shirt that she was wearing to be divisive, but they took it that way. But again, if they had just came and spoke, things would have been better. But they didn't. So at that point, it was, okay, now you lose out.
They ignorant.
Uh, That's why I had to add. That's why I asked, what did you mean by that? Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. And I keep seeing Tish White. Where's these comments coming up from? Okay, let me see. Is she in the live? No, it's coming up because I see it on my phone. Okay, I think she might be responding to a different. I don't know. It's not coming up. Okay, it keeps coming. I don't know which way it's not coming up, because I hate to think if I'm not getting everybody's comments, because everybody else's comments is coming up. Damn shirt. I wish I was there. F the boss. And damn, Amy about to bring gas to the job. No, hey, Amy, I want you to take a deep breath after this show. You and Tiff. I want y'all to take deep breaths, and I want y'all to take this weekend and relax. Don't take that anger into the job with y'all. My phone is blowing up. Black Panther is dead. I want y'all to take deep breaths after this show. Number 9. Let me get off number 9, because Tiff and Amy about to pull a heist and go tear the job up. Okay. Number 9. And actually, I like Kim Long. We ain't doing all this talking. I'm just going to punch you in the face. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Number 9. Set limits. I am not going to pay the price for somebody else's behavior. Set limits. And that's what I mean by not engaging. Set limits. Set for yourself how far are you even going to entertain this, and then shut that off. Because there is a price to pay for anything that gets away from you. Now, hear me out. And I'm being very serious here. This is very serious. Inside your mind, you should know how much. Now, I think Amy said earlier, like, I got to go walk away and catch my breath. And a few of the ladies, I know Kim and I think Tracy said, just walk away. It's not worth the time. You guys are right, because you need to know what your limit is. And you got to know when you're getting close to that limit. And that's when you got to go. That's when and I'm not, and here's the thing is, I'm not, and you have to tell the passive aggressive person, I'm going to walk away because I'm not about to pay for your behavior. Now, they may not understand what that means. They may not understand that you just saved their lives by walking away. But you have to protect you, and you have to protect your sanity. I have a high tolerance for love and short for anything else. I got you. Boundaries. And I was just about to say that, Tracy. Thank you so much for saying that. Your boundaries have to be clear in your head first. Now, of course, you would like to make those boundaries known to people around you, but there has to be a point. And for me, I like to tell people when I'm walking away. I'm going to walk away right now, because if I stay, I'm going to say something that's real disrespectful, and then I'm going to go. Because I know if I stay, I know if I allow myself to absorb one more negative comment, whatever it is.
I did that this week, especially after I read that email. I responded to my supervisor. I said, I'm losing my patience and I have a high tolerance. And my supervisor said, yep. I got up from my desk. I walked outside. I sat outside with some water and my phone. And I sat out there for a long time until I can get myself back to a headspace to be able to go back inside and do my job.
No
So
doubt.
I agree.
No doubt. And again, guys, 15 years of driving non-power steering buses, boom bam. And you know what, Kim? And I think that's another thing too, is that yes, you did and scared me. I think the thing that you got to understand is this is where you got to know yourself. You got to know yourself. You also have to know the environment that you're in, especially in these times that we're living in right now. Some antagonistic behavior is designed to get you to lose control so you could put yourself in a position where somebody could take your life. And we need to understand that, not just at work, outside. We're in the midst of some real crazy and negative times. So, guys, we really got to understand when certain behaviors are being invoked upon us, and you cannot fall for that. So, you really want to be into your own space, into your own head, in such a way that that boundary you just don't cross for nobody unless. And my whole thing is you can say whatever to me, just don't touch me. See, I don't worry about words. Words to me are powerless. And this is one thing I teach kids. Words. No. Tiffany scared her, Kim. She said Tiffany scared her when she walked out. Amen. I agree with you. Take time for yourself. Now, let me give you this one. Let me give you this one. And I'm going to tell you why it's interesting for me is that words have no power. I teach kids this all the time. Words only have power when the person who is saying it is someone you care about, because then it's coming from a different place in your heart. I don't care if somebody who don't like me says, you're fat. And I always go, but your mom loved it though, dog. You should have saw what And I'm listen, you could be a kid, you could be listen, I always have a quick comeback because you're not going to position me where you want me because you're upset with you. No, I can't. I'm older now. I refuse to rock an orange jumpsuit and lose myself. There you go. Amen. Thank you, Kim. And here's the thing, and I want you to really, really rock with me on this. If the person has no direct connection to you, how do their words have power? That's why I laugh sometimes at people. And the funny thing is, like somebody say, well, why are you laughing? Because you ain't ready to die yet. What? I'm just saying. And I walk away. I don't know, you're crazy. Yeah, I am. But for me, the reason why is because if we start trying to feed somebody who doesn't now, somebody who cares about you, somebody who's connected to you, now they say something harsh, something coarse, yes, that hurts. But what we got to be careful of, Tiff, that's you that just signed in?
No.
Okay, so we got another, that's the other Tiffany Braxton Belvin you're talking about? Okay. So that's the you again. So there's another Tiffany Braxton Belvin in so I guess that's the one you said the last week.
That's somebody posing as me.
Yeah,
Hi.
somebody.
Hi.
Thank you. Get those numbers up. Get those numbers up. Now, number 10, number 10, number 10, number 10. Too pretty for jail. That's true. And pretty chicks in jail. If you allow, even when there's a personal connection, not hearing it. There you go. You allow the word. And Kim, it's funny. I'm gonna go to Amy. What Amy just said in a second. But Kim, that's very important because I'm that way. Because I don't care. As long as if you're not bold enough to touch me, keep talking. Keep talking. And I say, I notice you talking from over there. But it's okay. Was interrupted. Chadwick Chadwick Boseman died. What? Black Panther died? Oh, that's what you meant, Black Panther. Oh my gosh. What did he die
He
from?
died?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, that just threw a monkey wrench in everything. Okay, oh
Wow.
man, I hope it wasn't from COVID. Even when there's a personal connection, oh man, okay, all right, let's go. All right, let's get it back together. Colon
Oh,
cancer. And you know what's funny? He was getting very slim, and everybody was. You remember, Tiff? You said he wasn't looking too well.
yeah.
Or
I said he
oh
wasn't
man,
looking healthy.
okay, that's why my phone was blowing up. Wow, okay. Oh man, all right. So let's finish with number 10, and we can talk about Chadwick Boseman. We're gonna offer my prayers in a second. So let's finish with the last one. All right, number 10. And the number 10 tip for dealing with a passive aggressive person is this. And I don't agree with it. And let me tell you something. Insider.com, again, I believe this one here is a cultural one. And I'm going to tell you why. It says, remember that passive aggressive behavior is never your fault or about you. I agree with the first part, not the second part. I agree that it is not your fault. It's not my fault, whatever you're going through. But the problem I have is that when you come for me, then it is about me.
Exactly.
You bring it to me, it is
Exactly.
about me. That's why whoever wrote this based on the cultural aspect. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. If you come for me, then you have literally said
You've
you
made it
invited
about
me
me.
to the table. You brought me to the table. Now that you
Exactly.
brought me to the table, it is about me. And so this is a cultural thing because you hear people all the time who will say, why are you so upset? Why don't you just let it go? It's not that serious. Check this out. And normally there's a whatever behind that. It is that serious because you came for me. You
Mm-hmm.
called for me. You summoned me when you brought it to me. That's why culturally you will hear people go, I ain't the one. Or you don't want to bring that here, or you don't want that smoke.
Or
So
I'm
when you
about
hear
that
the,
life.
you ain't about that life. So when you hear those terms, this is my feelings exactly. No, it's still about the other person. It's a challenge. No, no. What I mean by that, Kim, is when I say that it's not about you, I got that. But what I'm saying culturally is that once you cross that barrier, it is because now you've invited me to the mix. Like I agree, I understand where they're coming from when it says that the behavior is not your fault or about you. I got that, and I know they're talking clinically. I get that because clinically it is about the person whose behavior it is. So if I was in a counseling session, yes, I'm going to say it's, but the thing that gets me is when I hear that is that you can't invoke the behavior and then don't think that the other person is not going to have a role in now what is going on because you brought them into the mix by exuding your behavior outwardly to somebody else. That's what I meant. I agree with you, Kim, because counsel wise and medically, yes, it is about the person. It is about what they're dealing with. It's about their issue. It's about um, whatever it is. A lot of Karens are saying that. Yes, they do. And I think the problem is we try when they think you're exactly, Kim. But I think what happens is that's why we have to let people know ahead of time because it goes back to what I was saying is that if we know us, if you know yourself, you get to let somebody know you don't really want to do that. You don't really want to say that again. You
Mm-hmm.
don't really want to come over here. I don't really want to get into it with you because I'm telling you, it's not. It's above me now.
It's
It's
above me.
above me now. It's above me now. And the reason why is because if I engage with you now after what you said, or if I engage with you now after what you did, I don't know where this might go. And again, I think this is how we protect ourselves is that, yes, you realize that it's not about you, but try not to engage someone that you know is in a weaker state of mind than you. That's what I meant about being an intellectual bully. You can't move me into a position that you want to move me intellectually because that's just what you're trying to do. That doesn't work. You're not going to do that. Talk about my wife, talk about my child, you might get my attention. Threaten my wife and threaten my child, you're going to get a little bit more than my attention. But you don't get these hands until you've put one of mine in danger. See, these hands are not going to go on you just because of words. These hands are going to go on you when I now feel that you are a threat. And I'm going to pull a line out that the police use. I feared for my life. Even as he was choking and yelling, stop, I was still fearful. I was fearful he might break away from the chokehold. And I was fearing that he might run, and me as a big guy, I wouldn't be able to catch him. So I roughed him off ahead of time. I felt that if he had ran away, I wouldn't get my 40 licks. So I gave it to him early.
You
Yes.
are so silly.
Did you beat that man? Badly. Listen, we're passive aggressive people, guys. We're passive aggressive people, and I hope that you guys got something from tonight. I always enjoy. I'm looking at the comments now. I appreciate you. We always have a good run with it. But at the end of the day, I hope that everything that we've talked about, and anybody watching this on replay, the chat room is where the real learning goes on because you see all of the different distinctions, all of the different intellects, all of the different experiences is in the chat room. I'm just happy to be here, to be the monitor, to put stuff out there and have my lovely wife with you. with me. But here's the thing I want to share before we get off. And I definitely want to say something about Chadwick Boseman. Is that remember this, guys. Passive aggressiveness is often a sign of some internal pain. Now, not I'm asking you to play counselor, and I'm not asking you to heal anybody. What I'm asking you to do is that sometimes the passive aggressive person may need you as a person who's more stable to cross over into their realm and go, what can I help you with? Because you're obviously in pain. Now, if they don't take you up on your offer, I get that. It's okay. And I'm not saying everybody, because if you can't do this, then don't do it. Because I don't want you crossing over to nothing and then you hear something, you beating them senseless and say, well, Keith told me nothing. I'm not talking about that. But I'm saying for some of us who are in a great place with ourselves, because some people don't know how to say, I'm hurting. Some people don't know how to say, today was a bad day. Some people don't know how to say, what was I supposed to do? Or you know what, today is the anniversary that the day my wife left me, or something like that. A lot of people don't know how to do that. Like today is my mother's birthday. My mother would have been 70 years old today, and she's not here. She died 2 months ago. And she died in a way I was on a live just like this when I got the call and forgot to turn the camera off. And some of you that are in the chat room right now was on with me that night when y'all heard me take the call of my mother passing, only to find out later, now that we have fun, but in therapy, we chat room, Keith, thank you, Tiff, thank you. Oh, no, that's for you, Tiff. But, and so that night, I had that literally deal with my sister being frantic, and I was calm as I'm hearing that my mother is dying, only to learn a couple of minutes later that she did die. And I had to really take account of it, but okay, you know, and I'm good, and I have been good, and I haven't had no breakdowns or anything like that. But other people are not like me. And if a person feels, you may remind somebody of somebody. Your style may remind them of something. They might have had a really bad, and this might be the only way that they know how to be. All I'm saying is sometimes before we retaliate, give a person a chance to at least make amends. That's all I'm asking. And if you're not built for it, then don't do it. If you're not. Now, with that said, thank you so much for the thank you so much for the condolences. Now, with Chadwick Boseman, I think this year has just been a very difficult year. And I'm sorry to hear that he's no longer with us. And of course, none of us knew that he was sick. And I'm glad that we didn't. I'm glad that he kept it close to the vest. And my prayers go out to him and his family. I mean, he was the Black Panther. And he's going to have that to his record that he was one of the most outstanding actors that we've had in some time. I mean, was there a role that he didn't play, from James Brown to Jackie Robinson to Thurgood Marshall? But to see such a young talent from an HBCU no longer with us, but my condolences go out to him and his family. And I just want us all to just take 10 seconds to just have a moment of silence for Chadwick Boseman, simply because we've lost a very talented person in this world. And this is a very difficult year. So let's take 10 seconds. All right, guys. So we wish him well. So again, I want to say thank you to all of you again for tuning in to Unapologetically Keith with my wife and I. You know, I'm going to get her to come, and she's not coming in during the week. She's probably just Fridays, and she starts school soon, so I don't know how long I'll be able to get her on Fridays. But I also want to say to you guys, thank you so much for your feedback. We are in creation of oh, nobody saw none of this. Nobody saw none of this. And you're right, Tracy, it wasn't great. Nobody seen none of this. And there's no way anybody could have seen this for 2020. Oh, no, thank you, Amy. Appreciate you as well. Also, I want to let you know that now I have finally partnered with an agency that now, if anybody lives in the Delaware, Georgia, Pennsylvania area that needs counseling, I now can take insurance. So you now can use your insurance to set up a session with me. I've partnered with an agency and that I can work with now until I can start my own practice. So now I am able to take insurance and Medicaid, if you have that, or you know somebody who needs counseling or needs somebody that needs to sit down and talk, I now can take all form of insurance other than Medicare. We take Medicaid and all other forms of insurance, and I'm here to help in whatever capacity because this is what I do. So that's my little good news for tonight, as well as Tiff and I are working on some other things, services, as well as some other products that we think you guys might like. If you haven't read any of my books, please do. If you have read some of my books, make sure that you go and to the guest book on our website and put in your result, your feelings about the book, your reviews. It's late. Shout out to Latoya. Latoya jumped in and took advantage of getting the 2-for-1 last week, so she got both books last week, so she got them today, so she got some reading. So for all you guys that have supported and purchased the books, thank you. I appreciate you. If you haven't, hey, go to the website. If Tiff can put that in the chat room, I think I can put it in, whatever. But definitely, I always at the end of the night put my links in. But again, I just want to say thank you to all of you. I am going to continue to show up as long as the Lord allows me to, 3 days a week. I'm working on some things, building some things. We also have the Bible study group. Tomorrow, we're having a summit with some of the pastors in the group. And so we're going to get together and have a conversation and deal with some things. So if you want entry into the Bible study group, just send me a message. Let me know. Hit me in my inbox because a lot of times the messages get lost with all these messages. Hit me in the inbox and let me know that you want entry into the Bible study group, and I got you. Again, if you have any subjects that you want us to cover, I still have a couple of other ones that folks have given. And remember, do not get upset with me if I have not gotten to your subject because there's so many that a lot of times it's trying to rearrange what it is, but definitely let me know because I will try to do what I can to set something up because if I think it's something that's better that Tiff and I deal with together, fine, we'll do that. Or if it's something that I can cover myself, then I'll cover it myself. But either way, guys, thank you. Thank you for being so vibrant and thank you for being so alive in the chat room. I'm not going to run down all the names tonight. It's been a lot. I've seen some new faces. We're getting new people to come. And anybody that you want to come and see these shows, because you won't be able to share it, it's only going to be seen here in the group. Tell them to come on in. I'll let them in because we're going to beat this Facebook algorithm and make sure everybody has an opportunity to see it. I want you all to be safe. And again, with the loss of Chadwick Boseman, we see that life is very precious and that no man or woman knows when their time is going to come. This man signed he had, I think, 5 movies coming up, and now he's no longer going to be here. And I don't know what that's going to look like. And it just means that we got to take advantage of the time we have right now. So guys, thank you so much. Love you guys. Love you, Kim. Love you, Amy. Love you, Tony. Love you, Toya. Love all you. Let's see. We got Tracy. I might as well run them down now. Tracy, Tony. I said Amy. Lynn was here. Love you too, Lynn. T to the Y was here. Frank Purnell was here, another friend of mine from over 40, almost 50 years. Kim Long, who's threatening everybody while drinking some Kettle One. Yeah, we got Lakeisha was in the house. Shout out to Lakeisha. Shout out to Simone. Oh, man, I'm trying to think who else. Quite a few. I'm missing some. I know I'm missing some. Who else did I got? I think it was Tracy. I think I saw Tracy. Bonetta stopped in tonight. I got Tracy. So Michelle, I got Michelle. Let me just make sure. So anybody else that I have forgotten, I'm sorry. If I've forgotten you, please don't blame it to my head, not my heart. Charge it to my head, not my heart. So anyway, guys, I will see you on Monday. I'm not sure what the subject will be. I'll let you know over the weekend. I also start a watch party again with Kettle One. Yes, Kim was drinking Kettle One. I'm more of a Grey Goose and pineapple guy, but Kettle One, if that's all they got. But anyway, yes. So, but again, enjoy yourself. But again, guys, listen, really take some time out just to say thank you for being here. Because if this year didn't teach us anything, nothing is promised. Nothing. And it bothers me a little bit, the numbers of people who are no longer here. But at the same time, I'm honored that the Lord has allowed me to be here. So I'm trying to take advantage of that. So I'm going to keep showing up. And so have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. We'll see you on Monday. Have a good one.